He's almost arched in the front.
It's amazing. I've tried to swing like this. I just don't know how he does it. Swings like a feather.
Oh,
it's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Into these flare sequence, which is actually quite tricky over one pommel. Does it effortlessly.
Aggressive. Look at him
Very
slicing
aggressive.
through.
Doesn't look like he's tiring at all.
Good point. Now this is where endurance matters.
Right.
Look at down the horse.
And watch his dismount.
Back
just
up.
Flies right up.
Oh, man.
That's it.
That's it. Just hand him the goal and
Yeah,
everybody else can go back to the warm-up, Jim. Wow. Xiao Qin demonstrates his mastery of the event.
Absolutely.
I'd like to go back to Dominique Mochano. It's great that she and her husband, Mike Canales, one of your teammates at Ohio State University, sent in their note. Thank you for commenting about the current code of points. And Dominique at home, pregnant, and excited to welcome her baby into the world soon. This is just, what can you say?
It's phenomenal.
When you see complete mastery of an event, there's just no denying it.
None at all. Everything in that routine was performed near technically perfect.
The only gymnast to score more than 16 points in the qualifying. He had a 16.275. In the team final, has 16.226. And expect a score in that range here as well. We talked about the body styles of some of these gymnasts. It's funny, when the Pommel Horse guys walk in, you almost know who they are by the way they look. 6 degree of difficulty, 16.3. His personal highest score since he's been here this week. And by almost a point into the lead. That's just
that will be tough to beat.
Mind-boggling. Tomita moves to second.
3/10 off in that entire routine. That's something you don't see on near any of the events, to have so little off in execution.
Christian Berkey, 22-year-old from Budapest, qualified second. He had a 15.925.
It's one of the gymnasts that can come close to a 16. This quadrennium really stepped up on the Pommel Horse. See why? Look at the extension on those scissors. Look how high he's getting.
Oh!
That's nice. That's how that skill is supposed to be performed.
European champion on this event.
Notice the different style of swing. Just because he's not extended, Xiaoqin from China, the judges won't deduct for that. They know there are different types of circles. Oh! And that hesitation going up into the dismount will actually reflect in his B panel score.
You know what's amazing about that routine is really awesome gymnastics. And yet when you go after Xiao Qin, even as extended as Berkey is, you go, oh, he's a little piked. You know, it's really unlucky to go after Xiao Qin.
You're at a disadvantage.
He missed last year's World Championships because of a hand injury. And you saw him do a move called a Magyar on the end. That was, of course, invented by Zoltán Magyar, the great Pommel Horse specialist from many years ago.
These scissors are very pretty. Look at the amplitude above the pommel and swings into that scissor to handstand rather than muscling it. Some guys like to muscle it. And right here, just going into the dismount, just didn't pick his hips up early enough, and rather than swinging into the dismount, had to use a little bit of strength. Judges could take a 3 or a 5/10 deduction on that. He still may have a shot.
We invited our viewers to send us some notes about what they're seeing here. I'd like to thank Jeff Robinson from USA Gymnastics. He sent us a book. So thank you, Jeff, for your comments. Brilliant comments. We can't read them all on the air. We'd not be able to see any gymnastics. But we appreciate you a great deal, Jeff, and thanks for your expertise on our sport. In second place, Berkey.
15.7 will still be a good score compared to the rest of the field. U.S. gymnast Sasha Artemev.
This is a big moment for the reigning bronze medalist at last year's World Championships.
And this is a very artistic routine.
This is the kind of routine on Pommel Horse that can get the crowd on its feet.
That's right.
The second half of his exercise is awesome.
He actually performs a flare sequence coming up. Maybe just a hair better than Xiao Ken. Extension in his legs.
How often do you see a Pommel Horse routine get people this excited? Look at this. Up the handstand again.
Flare, and
oh!
That's nice.
Really nice.
And it's good to see him hit. He's sometimes known to be a little bit inconsistent on this event.
Because he goes for a really challenging routine.
Absolutely.
Born in Minsk, Belarus. His father, Vladimir Artemev, former member of the Soviet national team, his coach. He became a U.S. citizen in 2002. Kevin Majajka, the head coach here, says that's all right, that'll work.
That'll work.
The bronze medal that he won last year in 2006 was the first American to win a world medal on Pommel Horse since back in 1979 when the great Kurt Thomas did it. What can you say about this sequence?
Look at how high his hips are above the pommels. You notice there that dismount, it doesn't quite finish in a exploding handstand position. It's kind of falling off the horse a little bit as it's finishing. Judges will take note of that.
Had a 15.375 in qualifying and a 14.775 in the team final, where the American men finished in fourth place. So far, the American men have 3 fourth-place finishes here. Will they be able to taste a medal with this performance?
Kevin likes it.
Kevin, a terrific coach. Your coach down there in Houston,
absolutely,
Raj.
great guy.
Done a lot for the American program. Mark Williams is his assistant coach here. Mark Williams, the head coach at Oklahoma University. And the coach of Jonathan Fortin. 15.175, a 5.7 degree of difficulty. High execution scores. But Artemev will land in fourth place for the time being. Seems to be the theme for the American men at these championships.
Yes, it does.
They're looking really good and just shy of medal contention. But the performances of the American men, very positive, encouraging, and a big upgrade since last year's World Championships. Yang Wei, world all-around champion, 2 times in a row.
Swinging very well. Looks as if he's come very well prepared into these World Championships. Knew about the work that he's going to have ahead of him. And another good hit routine, Yang Wei.
He is a machine.
He is. Can't deny him.
Even at the end, when it appeared he was running out of gas a little bit, he stayed with the technique and didn't deliver a major error. Incredible. That's all about fitness and endurance.
Fitness, absolutely. Your physical training at that point, when your mind is kind of saying, oh no, can I get it near the end of a set? Kind of just shut your brain off and rely on all the hours you've spent in the gym.
And at that point in the routine, your arms feel like lead weights.
Absolutely.
It's just amazing how heavy your arms get. Because notice, it basically, at most points in the routine, you're supporting yourself on one or the other arm.
Right.
And switching back and forth. So the amount of lactic acid that builds up in your arms towards the end of that routine is unbelievable.
Especially towards the end of a routine when on Pommel Horse, gymnasts tend to get very gassed, run out of juice. Judges really take note of whether or not a gymnast can finish the routine with a bang and explode into the dismount rather than looking tired.
The 27-year-old Yang Wei qualified 6th. He's in 3rd right now with a 15.475. Winner of 12 world and Olympic medals in his incredible career. Lewis Smith, the final performer. The 18-year-old from Peterborough, Great Britain, qualified 3rd.
It's good to see 2 gymnasts from Great Britain.
Isn't that something?
Oh! Double Russian, but he's supposed to put his hand on the other pommel, but recovered nicely out of that.
4th place at the European Championships this year.
That's full spindle on the end. Sorry, half spindle. That's a Magyar travel into a Shavato. Popular combination. Little slow pirouetting on that dismount, but gets it around.
I love this about Lewis Smith. He says he admires Vitaly Sherbo and Muhammad Ali. And there is an analogy there, because if our sport ever had a Muhammad Ali type character, it's Vitaly Sherbo.
Mr. Sherbo himself.
Brash, winner of 6 gold medals in 92 Olympics, and now a gymnastics coach in Las Vegas. Lewis Smith, just 18. Boy, their Pommel Horse team is impressive.
That's something to note, Bart. You think we'll ever see a gymnast win 6 Olympic gold medals in one sitting?
Never, because now in the era of specialization, a Pommel Horse guy is not going to have a chance on the rings. It just, well, it's unlikely.
I agree. And the way teams are selected these days as well.
I always think it's interesting to note the body styles. You got an endorsement deal there?
Maybe.
Pommel Horse guys, the best ones, are built like Xiao Qin. I always thought Pommel Horse guys are a little like punters on a football team. You know, when the whole team walks in, you know which guy's the punter?
Right.
You know? He's the guy who's wearing less pads. He's a little leaner, about 100 pounds lighter. And he's a little different, that guy. He's over there in the corner doing his own thing. Well, that's the Pommel Horse guy. Lewis Smith, what?
Wow. Surprising 3rd place finish.
I don't think I got that right.
I really wasn't expecting that.
His hand missed the pommel? Well, how about that?
That's a, call that a mind reaper.
Yeah, let's go back and look at that. Xiao Qin, unquestionably the winner. Berkey from Hungary 2nd. Lewis Smith by .125 over Yang Wei. I don't get that.
I know the judges had to catch that error. It was.
You know that?
Well, if I was sitting there,
We'll come back with the continuation of the World Championships in a minute.
Another defining moment from the championship corner.
Renata Götzschel, one of the most decorated Super G skiers of all time, doing her thing, and she just knifed those turns there. No problems with the line. Skiing in pain? Well, it's going to feel real good when she crosses the line. Renata Götzschel by a full second. No question about who is the #1 Super G skier this season.
Incredible speed generated by the 6 cyclists.
What a chess match this is.
These two are really going at it today.
Oh, very tight at the start. This race reads like an Olympic final.
take flight.
Pure poetry.
Wow. What a performance there. Well, they've got him.
That is the stadium record. It's gone! 1 lap to go. Number 1.
The new world record for the American. Oh, no!
Look at that.
Toe side rails from Neuer.
He's going. It's beautiful. Looking strong, leading the way.
He's amongst the leaders. He's shooting fast.
Cap 9.
He's carving up this hill here in Hinterstoder.
WCSN.com, your destination for World Championship sports. Live events,
This is an amazing sport.
highlights,
Alison Felix takes it from Sanya Richards and Veronica Campbell.
photo galleries. Sports you live and love. WCSN.com.
Here are the top 8 who will contest for gold, silver, and bronze in the uneven bars as they are being introduced to the crowd. One of the favorites right there in the middle, the tiny one, Semyonova, as Nastia Liukin takes her salute. Elizabeth Tweddle of Great Britain, the reigning champion, qualified first.
Aus Deutschland, die Lokalmatadorin Marie-Sophie Hindermann. Und der Wettkampf beginnt jetzt. The competition starts now.
Now the head of the race is Vervecken, ranked 3rd in the world. Oh, and he just went down. What was that? Vervecken goes down. Oh, look at this lead. They better be careful or he could be gone. Now he is benefiting from a lot of luck.
He's not giving up.
And now Vervecken wants it back, and he just takes it like candy from a baby. As Vervecken, he gets the gold.
Beam, noun, long piece of timber or array of light. Verb, to send a broadcast signal, to smile. Beam, also known as a prop to balance on.
Oh, that was a big moment for Liukin. The first one to go on the beam in that rotation.
Let's get ready to take flight.
Pure poetry.
What a performance there. Well, they've got him.
That is the stadium record. It's gone! 1 lap to go. Number 1.
The new world record for the American. Oh, no!
Look at that.
WCSN brings you another defining moment from the championship corner.
We are underway on this, the final stage from historic Val di Fiemme in Italy. What a great job. Toby Engler marked his name down in the record books. And just, with one pole, helping him up. He's across that finish line. And it has been a big win for Tobias Unger of Germany.
All bets are off when Saturday Night at the Track takes the air on WCSN. See the world's best displaying the speed, skill, and focus necessary to win a world title. Whether it's on the pavement, at the track, or on the dirt, the finish line is all that matters. So forget win and place. The only show you need is Saturday Night at the Track.
We're back live. World Gymnastics Championship from Stuttgart, Germany. Vanessa Ferrari, the former world all-around champion and a winner yesterday of tie for bronze medal in the all-around. Now to the bars. Bart Connor and Tasha Schweiker calling the action once again. Oh, the same thing that we saw yesterday.
Right before she went up, I was going to say for sure she's going to get this because she missed it yesterday.
And she missed it in the same fashion. That move called the Komenich just doesn't look like she drives her heels enough to set the rotation. Normally very aggressive on the bars. Qualified 6th.
Some nice inverted giants. Great Ono to handstand.
Last year's World, she was bronze medalist on this event.
Little short there. I even saw a slight knee bend down as she went to land the dismount.
She has had a disastrous week on the bars. You might remember from the competition earlier, in the team final, her handguard was falling off. And then in the all-around final, she fell on the Komenich salto as she did just there. This has not been exactly the magical week that she had a year ago in Aarhus when she was on top of the world. You can see the little gauze homemade handguard that she wears. I would suggest she get a full-on pair of leather grips and do it right. What do you think?
It definitely makes the Komenich easier to hold on to, that's for sure. Having a dowel, when you grasp the bar, really just locks it in a little bit more than the palm of your hand.
You know, she's not that balanced on the uneven bars, so she does the Komenich because that's the big release move that she can do. But in reality, her technique is quite poor on that move. It's hard to believe they don't have another skill that they could replace in there of a similar value to allow her to score well. Either fix the technique or do a different skill, because it's clear that that skill is beyond her capacity at this point. Next up will be Steliana Nistor of Romania. Nastia Liukin, the former world champion, is in this group, as is the reigning world champion, Tweddle. And a bright new star from Russia, Ksenia Semyonova, who has a highly challenging routine, will be in this final as well. So a good group. How appropriate that it's taking a long time to calculate this score. We have been scratching our heads all week long at the scores on bars. I do not understand the B panel jury. The execution scores are very severe here, in particular on the Chinese. I don't understand. This event has been hard to figure out all week long.
That was a very nice Ono, and you see she hit decently within 10 degrees of handstand, so I would definitely count that, but I'm sure there's a lot of discrepancy in the handstands and where the pirouettes are hitting.
We've invited our viewers to send us notes about that. 14.767, the degree of difficulty. And a big range from 7.5 to 8.4 in execution scores. So obviously that was the conversation for the judges, which took so long to resolve. So Steliana Nistor for Romania, who won the silver medal, controversially, I should say, in the all-around yesterday. Ready to go now.
Very nice combination. Toe-on-toe full Ginger.
Very high release.
Beautiful. Just the legs in the pack. Shaposh, ooh, fingertips it there.
Wow.
Nice Jaeger.
She's better today.
A lot better.
Better form. Seems to be her fourth release move. Incredible. See what happens here on the dismount. Typically the form is a little suspect. And it was again. The rest of the exercise quite good, and that kind of strange transition there.
I think she definitely cleaned it up from yesterday's competition. The biggest deduction I see is the dismount, the legs, and also the big hop.
Nistor will turn 18 on September 15th, later this month. She's from Sibiu, Romania. Also qualified for the balance beam finals, so we'll see her again tomorrow. She also wears those cloth-type hand grips. Romanians were very strong on the uneven bars back in the 70s and 80s when people like Nadia Comaneci was there. The last Romanian world champion on the bars, Lavinia Milosevic, in 1992 in Paris. Since then, only 2 medals. Andrea Cacovian won a bronze in '93 and Juana Petrovski a silver in 2002. So the Romanians have had most of their success on what would be considered the leg events. On vault, beam, and floor. Interesting thing to note about women's gymnastics. There's really sort of 2 events in women's gymnastics. There's tumbling. As you see her score, 6.7 start value. 15.8, much better execution than in yesterday's all-around comp. There's really only 2 events for women. Tumbling and bars. Because if you can tumble, you can do vault and beam and floor. So in men's gymnastics, in order to be a great all-around champion, there are really a variety of apparatus. But in women's gymnastics, it's not uncommon to see someone who's a good tumbler, who's also a good vaulter and on the beam, and then struggle on the uneven bars. So this will be interesting to see what happens with the Chinese athletes. Underscored all week long, in my opinion, and not appreciated for the high level of difficulty they do. Beautiful.
That was a much better Tkachev.
Yang Yiling, the 15-year-old. Oh, a little out of line.
And still manages to keep going.
She's the Chinese national champion, qualified 4th into this final.
So I got a lot of emails about the Chinese and their kips and the bent arms. And if you look closely, you start to notice it. Beautiful.
You know, as a gymnastics person, though, I don't really care about bent arm kips. What I care about is what the other skills that I'm seeing. Gorgeous double layout.
Huge.
Love it. That's my contention about the rules, that the judging panel sitting there, they are so far removed from day-to-day gymnastics training that they see a bent arm on a kip and they take a deduction instead of looking at the overall mastery of the event and acknowledging the Chinese skill here and technique. This routine was wonderful.
I agree. When you're finishing Onos and 1.5 twisting pirouettes in an L grip inverted position, a kip is so insignificant.
Take a look right there. There is a little bent arm on that kip, and that is yes, it is a possible deduction, but in so many ways it takes away from acknowledging that the Chinese just own this event.
Right.
I'll go back to my contention about when they create the rules and the current scoring system, you need to have more current athletes and coaches in on that discussion because they know what good gymnastics is. I believe many of the judges are so far removed from day-to-day training that they can't really appreciate the difference between good gymnastics and great gymnastics, and we see that evidence here. Yes, there are slight bent arms on the kip, but as a gymnastics person, you and I know that that's a minor infraction considering the other incredibly difficult skills that they do with perfection.
Almost definitely.
7.0.
That's great.
16.15, and execution scores range from 8.9, which I cannot understand, up to about a 9.3. I didn't see all the numbers. Where do you find 7/10? Where do you find 1.1 deduction in that routine?
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, it's just really frustrating because it's so difficult to perform an Ono or the pirouetting skills they do the way they do it.
Nastia Liukin now, the 17-year-old from Parker, Texas.
Beautiful.
Oh,
very
so
nice.
high.
She even has it laid out.
She won the World Championships in 2005, silver medal in 2006.
Very nice, Tkachev.
She finished 5th in the all-around here.
Beautiful.
Her score in the team finals is the highest score on bars so far at these World Championships. Nicely done.
Very good.
Well, you see a sense of relief on her face, in fact. It's been well documented that last year she had a severe ankle injury that has really hampered her progress all year long. She made a mistake on the balance beam in the all-around finals, and her quote the other day was, you know, I don't blame anybody but myself. Even my wife, Nadia Comaneci, mentioned, you know, she almost overreacted when she landed short of rotation and caused herself to fall off on the beam. But there's no question on the bars that she seemed very focused.
She has a wonderful Ginger. Gets super high and lays it out, which is very nice. Beautiful pirouettes. Turns right on top. And again, because she's such a long gymnast, it just makes everything look that much better.
I want to thank Jeff Robinson from USA Gymnastics for sending us another email. This one, instead of being a book, was just a one-sentence comment. Well, I guess the B panel judges still have to get it right for the system to work. And he is exactly right about that. At this level, when most of the athletes are doing similar level of difficulty in these routines, a lot of additional pressure on the B panel judges to get the execution scores right. And on uneven bars, I have to say this has been mind-boggling because I don't think they're getting it right. And I've been seeing this consistently all week long.